What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Sarah from Sarah Styles here. I am bringing you my daily vlog today, catching you up on what's happening over here during the self-quarantine, and then also I am going to walk you through the dashboard, how to use it, and what information is in it, and how that can help you. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining. If you are new here, I am a reseller on various different platforms, and then I also do data analytics. I have 2 analytical dashboards that you can purchase yourself to do your data analytics, or I do consults and also lessons classes to help you use your data to hit your maximum potential. Today we are going to be talking about the dashboard, how to use the dashboard. I will walk you through step by step on how to use it and show you the information in it. The link to purchase it is down below, and I am running a sale 50% off. Use the code SPRING for that. I think as people are staying home right now and you're not outsourcing, there's a lot of things that you can still do at home. And looking at your data, making strategic plans. If you're sourcing online, you're not out there touching things, so being able to strategically source what is working for you so that you can maximize your profit and during these uncertain times. So that's what we're looking at today. Links for that to purchase is down below. Make sure to subscribe if you like content like this. I'm going to catch up a little bit about what's happening over here during our self-quarantine, and then I'll walk you through the dashboard. So I took yesterday off from the vlog, and I usually try and take Sundays off from social media. Give me a little bit of a break. I still get on and, chat with people and whatnot, but as far as posting and really being on there, I try and take Sundays off. So I took Sunday off from the vlog as well. And it was much needed. If you've been following me, you know that we are in the process of selling our house. We started the process before all of this stuff happened, and we had an offer on our house before we even listed it, which is amazing, for over our asking. So we're kind of continuing the process, which has been crazy because, it's a crazy time right now. We are fortunate because we haven't had to go out to like a lot of open houses. We're still doing the self-quarantine and social distancing. We haven't, we don't, you don't have to see a lot of people per se when you're doing this. So we are still following those recommendations. We have an inspection on our friend's house today. So if that goes well, we are in a contract with them. As long as that goes well, we will be purchasing their house, and the inspection on our house is tomorrow. So as long as those 2 things go well, we're pretty set on moving. And this is actually really nice because our friends are moving and they're like, can we leave this? They're doing it pretty quickly. They're from Montana and they just want to be back with family right now. And so they're doing it pretty quickly. And us purchasing from them is actually helping them out so they don't have to put it on the market. And then they can also, things here and there that for other sellers you would have to take down and clean up, or it's fine. Don't worry about it. Do what you have to do. If you need to donate things and they're not open, we will donate it for you. So it's helping both of us out. So hopefully that goes through. My husband is going to the inspection for that this afternoon. Later today, I am going to be on Queen Bee's Live talking with a reseller's passion and Lori from Lori Boston Finds. I think I said that in the right order. We're just going to be hanging out, chatting. Join us. These women are all amazing women. Lots of great, useful information. So make sure to join us over on there. It's on a Grateful Queen Bee's channel right now. You can set a reminder, or I have a reminder on my Instagram. You can do that as well. Other things that are happening over there, I think that's pretty much it. It is spring break, so my kids are out until April 17th. They are doing remote learning, which has been, the teachers in our district are absolutely amazing. Within one day, the first day that they started remote learning, there was content on the classroom, everything. It's been a learning curve, but there has been learning, there has been classrooms, there's been check-ins. They have done absolutely amazing at putting all of their content out there and allowing it's working as smoothly as can be expected, better than to be expected, honestly, from moving from day one. One day we're learning in the classroom, kids are attending class, to everything completely online. So kudos to them. But this week is spring break, so we don't actually have that, and it's kind of a nice break. We can't go anywhere. My husband is off today because we were actually supposed to be on like a mini mountain getaway for the weekend for spring break with actually our friends that we're buying our house from. We were supposed to go on a getaway with them. So we're still going to see them today, but just to buy their house and not to go on a vacation. So crazy where the world takes you. You just kind of got to go with it, right? So we were supposed to do that. He's off today. Kids are on spring break. It's nice to not have to wake up and have that routine and structure in schoolwork. There's social media. I've been reading, different ways it goes with the remote learning. I'm thankful that we can do the remote learning because then it means when the kids do go back to school, they don't have to go through the summer, and it keeps their education and it keeps their routines going. That being said, it is a lot more work on the parent, depending on your situation. For me personally, I have a 5-year-old. She's technically preschool, so I don't have to teach her. Legally, to get the hours remote, you have to have so many hours in public education. And if you don't, then, you fail and stuff. So you have to have so many hours. And because of remote learning, you still have to log in and say that you're attending school. For preschool is not mandated in Colorado. Kindergarten is. So if she was in kindergarten, I would have to be teaching her, checking in, and all of that stuff. That being said, because of where her cutoff is, she's like 30 days from the cutoff of being a kindergartner. So she is doing a lot of kindergarten work in her classroom. Her teacher is sending home kindergarten things. So we don't have to be doing it, but I really do treasure and think education is important. So I am trying to do a lot of the work with her. And then also I have my oldest is 14. He is autistic. He has ADHD. He has learning disabilities. So he is remote learning. He does have to check in. It is a full schedule. The days that we have done, he is on all day doing all of the things. And you can imagine how that is. It's not just sending him to a room by himself to check in and do things on his own. He needs a lot of support. He needs a lot of support from me, but then he also needs a lot of support from his teachers. He has various different special need teachers that help him, and this is a different realm of helping him online that he has to get used to. So the school days are me teaching. I am not doing a whole lot of work when I am doing that. So having the spring break is nice. We'll get back to the grind next week. That's kind of my update. Reselling. What am I doing for reselling? We're moving. We were, homeschooling. And then we'll probably start packing and actually getting ready to move. So my reselling is not doing a whole lot. What I am trying to do every single day, I'm trying to move all of my PoshMark listings, get them all on eBay. And as I'm doing that, I am relisting on PoshMark as well. On PoshMark, I try to do followers and engage in the community a little bit every day. And then also on eBay, I did an eBay live last week and got some tricks on things to do every day if you cannot list. So I am ending old listings and selling similar. I am sending things to auction to get a little bit of a boost. I've tried free shipping on a couple things to get a little bit of a boost. And it's kind of working for the little amount of time that I am spending. I'm probably maybe doing an hour a day on reselling stuff, minus social media. And I've had a sale every single day. Yesterday I had 3 sales. One was Posh, one was eBay, one was Etsy. Etsy was a dashboard. The ones on Posh and eBay both canceled. So I actually had no sales yesterday. But that is what it is. That one said she accidentally did it, and then one on eBay said that she didn't realize that shipping was not included in that price. And so she asked me to cancel it. So that is what it is. Hopefully things pick up. If not, it is what it is. I am doing various other things, and having this job allows me to do those. So that's that. Let's dive in. Like I said, I've had a lot of people ask me, how does the dashboard work? Can you show me how it works? And I kind of allude to it and show you various different parts in other videos, but I'm going to sit down and start to finish, I will show you how to use the dashboard. I'm going to say for the dashboard, when you purchase the dashboard, you get I think it's like a 25-minute tutorial video walking you even more in depth than this one. This is just kind of a quick overview view. 25-minute video, you walk step by step with the video to do it. It's your, you have access to the video, so you can follow that video as many times as you need. I'm also very available if you have questions. And then you also get access to the Facebook user group that you can ask me questions or any other users in there, hey, I did this and what's happening. We also, great communication in that group as well for people who are using their data to drive their business. Lots of useful information, great users in there, various different levels of users from, I do this kind of part-time side hustle to this is my full-time gig. And then I also do a monthly live and learn in the user group where we sit down and we talk. It's kind of like I want to say like a staff meeting where we sit down and it's a Zoom call so everyone can see each other and we talk about, how are things going? What's working for you? Do you have questions? Just talking and engaging with each other. And then I will usually have a topic about the dashboard and using your data that I will discuss. And then we also do a group deep dive. So once a month, I will put together a large analysis, and I do the analysis. It usually consists of the users filling out a quick 2-minute survey telling me about their data. It's completely anonymous as well. So, and then once it's filled out, I pull the data together and I do an analysis. The video that I did a couple days ago on offer to likes, that was a small snapshot of the total group analysis that we did. So if you're in the group, you have access to that full analysis, and I go over that in the monthly Zoom live and learn. So those are kind of some of the benefits of having the dashboard as well as having your data at your fingertips. So let's dig into this. This is the dashboard. There are 2 dashboards. One is a sales dashboard that you can use on all platforms, and then one is the inventory dashboard that you can use that is strictly for PoshMark. However, if you know how to look at data and how to enter data and are comfortable in Google Sheets, you can add other platforms on there as well. And you can ask me how to do that if you have questions. So the first thing that you do is you will go to your PoshMark, and up here, actually, there we go. Okay, so up at the top, your PoshMark, you go to your order activity, my sales report, and you can pull. And the nice thing about having the dashboard is it's yours forever. You can pull whatever length of data that you want in various different ways, as many times as you want. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to do, like the past week or two. I haven't looked at my March data yet. It probably is not great, to be honest. So I just picked a couple days. It doesn't really matter. So you hit OK, and this sends you an email. There we go, your PoshMark sales report, and then you hit download the report, and it will download the report to your computer. For the sales dashboard, you only need the sales one, but I'm going to, while I'm here, also download my inventory report. So when I show you my inventory dashboard, I'll have that as well. That is the same process. You will get an email and you download that report. So those reports are now on my computer. This is the sales dashboard. Let me move it up a little bit. So this is the sales dashboard. You have down here on this tab is your sales report, and you open your sales report. No, I don't like it in numbers. I don't like it in numbers. You can. I like to open it as a CSV file. So it downloads. There it is. There it is. Open with text edit. So if you haven't looked at your sales report before, this is what it looks like. Can you tell anything from that? You cannot. That is why I created these dashboards, because this information in a CSV file is not overly helpful. If you know how to use or if you know how to use Google Sheets or Excel, you can build, your own information in here. For those of you that do not know how to, you simply copy and paste. You copy it in. It is a CSV file, so you have to split it text to columns like that, and it puts it in. That's it. And then if you do sell on other platforms, you can put that in here as well. And then if you have your inventory costs, you can put that in here as well. So this data I pulled is for March. I'm making these numbers up right now. I don't have any idea what these are for me right now. But let's say I spent $200 on items and I purchased 150 items for the month. My average inventory cost was $1.33. And I'll show you where that comes in a few minutes. So let's say I am also selling on eBay. I just quickly enter that in here. eBay, my total sales, let's say I sold $245 on there. Just kidding, this is number of sales. So let's say I sold 20 items and they were $350. So my average sale price for my items on eBay was $17. If you do not sell on other platforms, you can leave this blank and it no harm, no foul. So now what you do is you come in here. That's a lie. First, you have to log in. So let me show you. Up here in the very top, you have to log in. And what's cool about the simulator is, or what's cool about the dashboard is this little part. So if you want to know how much you're hitting a goal, you know, like you want to get to a certain amount of money, and there's a simulator in here that will help you figure out how much you need to be selling, how to get to your goal to hit that. So let's say, I'm just making up numbers here. Let's say next month I want to make $1,000. So I enter in $1,000 and it'll all populate for me. So it does take a little time to run just because I'm also taking video here. There you go. And you see, it populates. That's it. So you copy and pasted, you logged in, and now your data is there. Like I said, not looking great here. I ran like a week, I think maybe. But it goes through and it tells you your PoshMark sales for the month. If you pull various different months, it'll populate all of the different months for you. It takes the fees out, what your average sale price is, it calculates for you, and then how many items you've sold. If you entered in your average inventory cost, that will be there as well. You have your total revenue. So up here, it calculates. This is important if you are selling on other platforms. So you can see this number is higher than just my PoshMark number. And that is because I entered in that eBay data, which we will see a split out of that in a minute. Again, it tells you your average sale price for all of those, your total sold, your average inventory cost, and then your average profit per item. So that takes out your inventory cost. How much on average are you making less your inventory cost? And then it goes through and we'll show you these graphs. Now, these graphs, this is a year-over-year graph. Because I only pulled 1 month, it's only showing you, a 0% increase because there wasn't data from last year. If you pulled, more than a year, you would have a year-over-year graph here. And then this is your total monthly revenue graph. If you're pulling more months, you can you'll see how things are looking compared to your normal. This is the simulator, which is really cool because you can see this is the $1,000 that I entered. You can enter in as many different scenarios as you want to enter in. Sorry, these were whited out. You can enter in as many different scenarios as you want to enter to see what you need to do to get there. It looks at your historical data and says on average you are selling this many items, so you need to increase your average sale price to this amount if you want to make $1,000. Or on average, your average sale price is, X amount. You need to make this many sales to get to that number. And then you can see how many sales you need to get or what you need to increase your average sale price to hit that monthly monetary goal. Like I said, this is your dashboard. You can enter this data in. You can enter in as many months as you would like to get this data, to look at your historical data. And then you can also change this number as many times as you want to get an idea of what you need to do. And then you will have your monthly goals or your monthly chart here. Because I only pulled in a couple of weeks, it's only populating March. However, if you were to pull in other months, you would see other stuff. This is the platform. So if you entered in other platforms on here, it shows you a percent of the percent difference in the different platforms. So here my items sold, like I said, I just made these numbers up for eBay, but based off of this, Poshmark is only 31% of my sales so far, and eBay is 68%. However, eBay, my average sale price is higher because I'm making, or my average sale price is actually lower because I am making less money on eBay. So that can help you decide which platforms are making you the most money, which platforms give you the biggest bang for your buck. If you cross posted to a whole bunch of other platforms and it's like a percent of your income, it may not be worth your time, or maybe you need to be looking at ways to encourage more sales on those platforms. And then over here, it tells you your average sale price. Based off of this data, like I said, at eBay, I just made up numbers, but based off of this data, Poshmark is $33 an average sale price for Poshmark, which is almost double what eBay is. Poshmark, things are selling higher based off of this data. This isn't my real data. And then down here, you can look at your average, or at your daily sales. This is Poshmark only data now that we are looking at, and this kind of tells you, this is only like a week, I think, that I pulled. So, it's not, the more data you have, the better you can look at this and the better the analysis. But for the purpose of this video, like I said, I just pulled the week. But it tells you your percent. What days are you selling a lot of? Are you not, on a Saturday, I'm not selling anything. Is it because I'm not active? I'm not sharing my closet? Are there things I can do on Saturday to increase that? I want to take a day off. What day, typically speaking, what day would be the best day to take off? And then you can come down here and look at, I only did a week, so or 2 weeks, I think maybe, but you can't, so this isn't populated. But if you were to populate it for all of it, you can see, what did I do on this day that got me this bigger increase in sales. In the user group 2, we keep track of the closet clear out dates. That's a lie. We used to keep track. We currently do not anymore because they're doing them like every day. And we've done 2 deep dives in there that kind of say, closet clear out doesn't do anything. But if you wanted to look historically at your data, we did keep track of closet clear out dates, and you could go in and say, hey, I did closet clear out on this day. Did it work? Were my sales higher? Bundle and offer to likes. I've not made a ton of sales. So normally if you had a bundle, I must not have had a bundle in this time period. If you had a bundle, you would see the percent here, as well as the shipping discounts. I have not had any sales in the time period that I had with a shipping discount. My buy it now is 33%. My other offers, which would be if someone countered my offer to likers, or if someone just sent me an offer. And then the helpful thing down here too is it breaks out these strategies by average sale price, because saying that you get a lot of bundles, but if you're significantly discounting your bundles and you're only making, $5 an item on your bundle, is that really the best strategy for you to make the most amount of money? Yes, the strategy is working, let's say it's 50% of your sales, but if you're not making a lot of money at it, is it worth your time? Are there other strategies that you can be using? That's how this data is useful. Customers. So for this time period, I do not have any return customers, but if you had return customers, it would show here, and it would show how many orders they've purchased from you, and then a total split out, which is helpful because then you can go back to people that like your closet, encourage sales with them, send them discounts. Their style. Say, hey, I just did a whole bunch of vintage. I just added a bunch of vintage, and I know you like vintage. Check it out. Here's, 30% off, or whatever you decide to do. But then you actually know people who are already purchasing from you, like your closet, like all of that. And then you have a split out by state. This can help you as well. It's color coded, and then down here, it'll tell you the total sales by state. This was only a week or two, so a lot of these are going to be zero because there's not a ton of data in here. But this can help you too with your sharing. If you are on the East Coast and you're getting some sales, or you're not getting a lot of sales on the West Coast, try sharing a little bit later at night to see if that encourages it. Or looking at, California and Texas, they're the bigger states. So by size, they typically have the most sales. However, like sometimes I'll have not right now, but sometimes up here, I'll get a lot of sales up here, you know, the hipster Oregon type, a lot of vintage up here. I also tend like in through here to have quite a few sales because they buy in Colorado. I get a lot of activewear. I get a lot of winter stuff, and those states get cold. So that is the sales report at a quick high level overview, but it really is that simple. You copy and paste your PoshMark sales report in there and all of this data populates. The inventory report, this is a separate report I am showing you now. This is specifically for PoshMark. However, if you are comfortable in Google Sheets and using your data, finding your data, you can add to this your eBay, your Mercari, your whatever it is, you can add that to it and then it'll populate as well. So this is the same process. You have a, this is actually already populated, so I'm not going to put it in there, but you have a sales report tab. You copy and paste it just like you did for the sales report, and then it's the same thing for the inventory report. You download it and you copy and paste it in here. You have a summary tab that will tell you, this is an old dashboard that I'm just going to show you. So this isn't my current data either, but you currently have, at this time, I had 736 items in my inventory, most liked items in your closet, and most liked brands. This is just interesting information. Yeah, I'm sure you're probably pretty aware that likes does not equal sales, and it's very apparent here. I've had this dress for almost a year. It has the most likes in my closet. No one wants to buy it. So because it's the most liked item does not necessarily mean that it is selling, right? It could mean that it's going to sell, but that does not necessarily mean that. And then items listed for the longest. For me, this is something that I've had forever and I don't relist. So I just had a quick overview. It tells you your highest revenue. My highest revenue brand for this time period was Coach, and I sold $460, $61 of Coach items. My category with the most sales was shoes. 36 shoes were sold. Inventory management, this kind of just will go through and show you all of the inventory that you have with the various different number of likes, days on hand, and all of that. Listing totals. So this will go through and tell you, let me make this smaller so that we can see it better. So this is the time frame I'm looking at, is down in here. My average monthly listings, on average for the time period I was looking at, I am listing 60 items a month. And then this will tell you my items that were listed on hand. These are the months that they were listed. The items that sold, these are the months that were listed. So you can see there's a lot of talk, and I've done a couple videos on this, but there's a lot of talk in the community. Listing every single day encourages sales. That's not necessarily true from this data, and there's a video that I did as well that's not the case for PoshMark. But you can look at your data and see, you know, this month I listed the most sales from all of these. However, I made more sales this month. So it's not necessarily true. The more you're listing, the more you're selling. It can be a piece of the puzzle. There is my video on, trying to think of the name of it. I did a video on, it is like PoshMark Strategies that work or something like that. But I do a video on it that deep dives into this and what are based off of the algorithm, based off of a large sample data, what does drive PoshMark sales. Then it tells you, let me make this a little bit bigger. It tells you your top brands. High level up here, my most sold brand was Vintage. My highest total dollars was Coach. I made the most money on Coach. My highest average sale price was Fry. My fastest selling brand was Gucci. And then you can come down and look at your top 10 brands by these various different metrics. And this is important because there's lots of different sellers out there. Are you trying to find high price items? Are you a quantity seller? You're selling lots of items. Do you want to do a little bit of both? It'll tell you your quote unquote BOLO brands are your highest average selling price. These are brands that are selling for you that sell at the highest average sale price. And then it also looks at your days on hand. If you are selling low price items and you're kind of a quick flipper, you want to focus on your days on hand. What brands are selling quick for you? for me for this data, Sorrel, 4 days for Sorrel. That's an awesome average days on hand. Those quick flips. And this is why this is amazing, because you can look at your data. Where can you source from? You know, you can watch all of these videos, you can read all of these things on social media, and this brand works for me and this brand works for you, but this is actually the data that is working for you. You can try brands and see if they're working for you. There's various different reasons that different brands work for different people. One main factor is, what can you find? It's amazing, like, okay, cool, fastest selling brand is Gucci. Are you able to find Gucci? And then maybe that's not going to be your fastest selling brand, because it's not something that you can find. Can you find a lot of mall brands? Cool. Stick with what works for you. You can make money off of selling those mall brands, and you can use your data to see which mall brands are working best for you. So this tells you all of your top 10 brands by days on hand, average sale price, total sales, you know, your total sold from that brand, and then your total revenue from that brand. Next, you can look at all of your brands. So you can go through and say, hey, I tried LL Bean. How was that for me? $23 average sale price. Based off of my simulator, is that a brand that I am going to want to pick up again? Vintage, I sell a lot of vintage. It doesn't hit my average sale price, but I sell a lot of it. It is giving me a lot of gross revenue. And you can look at all of your brands for the time period that you put in here. Categories. So this is going to tell you your top category. This is going to tell you all of your categories, what you're selling, you're sold by category, what categories you're selling a lot of. And what you can do with this, it depends on your strategy, but now you can look and see what kind of strategy you want to do based off of this. You can say, hey, shoes, bags, and dresses, these are my top. So I'm selling a lot of those items. I'm not selling a lot of pants. What can I do on pants? Let me learn more about pants and figure out what pants sell better, so I can make that one of my top selling categories, or increase that here. Dining, I'm not selling a lot of dining. I don't like dining. Okay, I probably won't do that again. But you can look at this and help make strategies that work for you. Again, your average sale price, bags, pants. And that's the thing. My pants are selling at $60 an average sale price. I'm not selling a lot of them. Let me dig into that and learn more about pants so that I can increase my revenue. So it goes through and gives you all your average sale prices. You don't have to sit down and calculate this by yourself. You literally just copy and paste the data in here, and all of this populates for you. And then your average days on hand. If you're a quick flipper type of seller, you want to focus on what is selling quick for you. And then maybe, okay, dining took 93 days to sell. Why did it take so long? What can I do what kind of things can I pick up that are going to sell quicker for me? Or maybe I'm okay with that because it sold higher. But now you can look at the data and decide. Sold inventory by department. This breaks out your departments. I mostly sell women's, as you can tell. But, I tried getting into men's and it was getting higher up there. But is my average sale price worth it? You sell a lot of kids, but this is my lowest average sale price. But is it fast flipping? Is it getting donated to me? If it's free, like, okay, I'm still making $20 on average on it. Cool. Home was $30. And then you can come down and look at your average sell-through rates. So it breaks out your sell-through rate by category. And you can see this also goes into, so your sell-through rate is of all of the inventory that you have, how much of it is selling. 100% would mean that you are selling every single item that you have purchased, which is the goal. The lower the sell-through rate, maybe possibly something that you can work on. Your average sell-through rate for everything is up here. Dining, okay, so my dining, I'm not selling a lot of it, but I sold all of it. So now maybe I want to look into dining and be a little bit more strategic in the dining that I am picking up, but it does sell for me. Lots of different metrics that you can look at, lots of different strategies, but now you can look at your data and figure out what is working specifically for you. The nice thing too, so then you can look at this and say, okay, jackets. My average sale price for jackets is high. My sold inventory, that's okay. I want to get better at selling jackets. Okay, well, let's look at your sizes. What sizes are you buying? and are selling. And you can be a bit, so these are your sold for jackets. My best selling size is size 18. My fastest selling is extra large. Okay, so if I'm debating on a jacket whether it's something that I want to pick up or not, I'm going to now look at the size. And I know that higher sizes are selling for me. And it could be the market likes higher sizes. It could be I'm better at picking out bigger sizes. I have better access to those sizes. And so I mean, there's lots of various different reasons that it works, but now you can look at your data and see what is working for you. You have your sell-through rates. You can see small, my sell-through rate is only 6%. I'm going to be a bit pickier with the smalls that I'm picking up, because if I'm spending money on it and it's just sitting, I'd rather spend that money somewhere else. Average days on hand as well. You can do this for all your various different categories, dig a bit deeper and help you decide on what is working for you. You can also do subcategories. So let's look again at the jackets. Now's probably not the best time because it's spring, but for the sake of this video, we'll go with it. But you can look at whatever you wanted, right? So I want to get better at my jackets. What jackets are selling for me? So, and this is the time period that I'm looking at, but I have all of these types of jackets on hand and they're not selling. So I'm going to maybe go to my closet and look at why they're not selling. Maybe my SEOs aren't very good and I need to increase those. Maybe my pictures aren't very good. I've gone through and recategorized some things. I think a lot, like in dresses, I had a lot of things that were categorized as minis because they don't have a knee length. So I've taken the mini out to see if that helps. Sizing, vintage sizing can be kind of tricky, so I'm going in and changing some of that. But you can go in and look at these categories that you have that are not selling and figure out why they're not selling. And it may just be, hey, trench coats, not really where it's at right now. Nobody wants trench coats. Moving forward, I'm not going to buy trench coats anymore. Or, hey, trench coats, I had that categorized wrong and it was actually, utility jacket, it was actually something else, but it helps you go in and know what to look at and spend your time efficiently. Blazers, peacoats, and puffers are selling. However, they're selling at a low sell-through rate. Let me go figure out of the inventory that I have why it's not selling, but they're selling at high average sale prices. Okay, so maybe I'm okay with it sitting. These are all things that you can look at your data and go through and figure out what is working for you. And then you can come in here and look at your different departments. Let's look at kids. So kids, this average sell-through price wasn't great, but hey, my boots, I'm selling 100% of my boots at $27 and $27 average sale price. Cool. Like maybe if I'm going to do kids, I'm just going to pick up boots and shirts and tops. Okay. 50% of those are selling. Kids clothes are really easy to take pictures of. Maybe I'm going to still do those. Bottoms, not really selling. Maybe let me look into why that's not selling. There's lots of various different things that you can look at and decide what strategy works for you. It is not a one-stop shop. The same thing does not work for everybody. And until you look at your data, you don't know what is working for you. That is a quick overview of the data. If you have the dashboard, you have access to the user group where we talk about this. We look at this. You can ask questions. How people are using their data. I also, lots of videos on my channel as well, showing you how I use my data to look at things. I do various different big high level data analytics to actually look at the data, not theories, not this works for one person, but high, sample data, taking surveys of 100 people and here are the results. You can tell that I am excited about data. Can you tell? Because it helps. I have showed the chart so many times in the past. The second that I built this dashboard and I strategically started looking at my data, I doubled my profits. And you can see in the chart, like it's easily seen because you're now looking at what is working for you. You're not watching videos and saying, oh, Gucci is Sarah's #1 fastest selling brand. I can't find Gucci. What do I do? You look at your data and you see what is working for you. And it is, look, it's literally that easy. You export it, you copy and paste it, and it's that easy. You can use this over and over, look at various different situations on what is working for you. I will probably start looking at, if I start sourcing online, I'm going to start looking at my top brands and categories because I can't actually see the items, but I can be a bit more specific about what I'm purchasing to help me strategically source online and spend my money wisely. So many different ways to use data, and I am here to help you as well. So that is my vlog for the day. I am going to go hang out with the kids a little bit. I'm working less, but I'm actually enjoying the time with the kids because we are at home. We're doing more board games together. We're going for walks. We built a snowman yesterday. So I'm just trying to enjoy these times together. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and staying safe and productive in whatever capacity that works for you. So have a good day.